Oh. Oh. Okay. Howdy. Hi. Welcome back, guys. We're off, continuing from where we left off. And I feel perfectly healthy. Which is a good sign. And I got tea with me. Red rose with honey. So yeah. Welcome in, Crispy. How you been? Let's get... Oh, well, fine. Let's dig a little deeper into the sand. I don't know. Let's go. Chapter 4. What Remains in the Sands. Nintendo Direct.
見つかってよかった。このまま干上がってしまうかと。
Oh, cool. What did they announce exactly? I don't watch Nintendo Directs as well. There's no point in watching something I can't take part in personally. Oh, but speaking of, I do! The audio console that I ordered for my 3DS arrived, and it works, and I will show you the fruits of my labor after we do this event. So anyways, Whew. Thank goodness we found it. Any longer and I would have ended up drier than a raisin. Oh!
ここに水風呂があればサウナとでも思えたのだがな。
Zex! It's Mr. Zex himself. Yeah. If only it were more humid. At least then we could at least pretend to be in a sauna. Delifu, Daryl, and Zex have received orders to investigate Ravi Island's desert. Oh. I find an entrance to some ancient ruins buried in the sand, and are now preparing to explore them. There's a very obvious joke there. Not for this guy, though. Should we rest for a minute? There's no telling what we'll find in there. I'm still good to go. What about you, Zex? No problems here. I'm glad I was smart enough to dress lightly. Got it. Let's go find that crystal. Deliford has enlisted his old friends to help with a job he received directly from General Palmer. As the trio enters the ruins, Daryl starts briskly striding over the obviously unsound floor. Daryl, don't you think we should be a bit more careful? Ah, sorry. Guess I'm getting ahead of myself. What? This mission came right from the top, so we could be looking at a nice raise if we produce results. Well, I won't deny that I could use the money. My daughter needs an awful lot of stuff these days. I mean, hey, apparently there's a Nintendo Switch 2 coming out. I don't know anything about that, though. I see. It's scary how fast kids grow up. Put with that dead masked man, Agastia's dark alleys, and all the other stuff going on. The army's got its plate full. We're more short-staffed than ever before. And to be completely honest, I still have a bunch of work to do after we're done here.
そうだったのか。巻き込んでしまってすまない。
And then, I'm sorry for getting you involved in this.
水臭いことを言うな。帝国の負の遺産だと聞いたからには、俺もじっとしていられなかっただけだ。
Don't be. I'm not one to just sit around and watch as one of the Empire's tragic legacies is being dealt with. $80? And that's not including the potential DLC that they may include with that game? Because you know how they are? Oh my gosh, that sounds brutal. Oh, wait, did they actually release an actually new Donkey Kong game, or is it just, Country Returns again? Oh, yeah. Well, I only need half a heart, right? I can donate the other half for money, right? New Donkey Kong game? Okay, that sounds cool.
当時我々のような並の兵士に詳しく知らされることもなかったが、何も漏れ聞こえなかったわけでもない。
It looks great. Ooh, nice! Oh, if you can find the trailer, feel free to post it in the Discord. Yeah. Ooh! Did you know that there's a release of Donkey Kong Country for the 3DS? Country Returns for the 3DS? You know what that means, right? Nice. Us underlings didn't get any official news about this kind of stuff, but we weren't totally ignorant.
今更だが、できることがあるなら、私だって喜んで働くさ。
Though it's too late for many of the victims, we'll gladly do whatever we can now.
ああ、お前が世話になっている気空団には、帝国軍時代の同期として礼の一つでもしないとな。
Plus, we gotta do that crew of yours a favor every once in a while. You know, as thanks for letting you tag along with them.
それに、帝国の実験のせいで、今も仮面が外れない子がいるんだろう。
They've got that girl who can't take her mask off thanks to the Empire's experiments, right?
ああ、ロザミア殿だ。仮面がいつ暴走するかわからないと、随分苦労したらしい。
Yes, Rosamia. She's always struggled with the threat of it going berserk.
仮面は人の攻撃性を高めて自我まで奪うというから本当に難儀だろう。
The mask,
それをあの子は
the mask amplifies her aggression. And sometimes even takes control of her will. She's truly had a hard life.
お前まさかとは思うがこの調査依頼のことを本人に言ってないだろうな。
Just to be sure, you didn't tell her about any of this, right?
いやいやだが昨晩ロザミア殿とばったり出くわしてしまってな。
No, of course not. However, I did unexpectedly run into her last night.
ただ私がサウナライターのペンネームを隠そうとしていると勘違いしてくれて事なきを得たのだ。
Fortunately, she misunderstood my nervousness and thought I was just trying to hide my work as a sauna columnist. Thought I almost said communist.
おいおい本当に大丈夫なのか。俺たちが憎き仮面を調べていると知れば気にするどころの騒ぎではないぞ。
Hey, are you sure it's going to be okay? She'll be more than a little hurt if she finds out that we're looking into her masks without her.
デリフォードはすぐ顔に出るからな。
Yeah, and we all know how awful your poker face is.
ロザミア殿は普段通りに見えたな。
I mean, she seemed normal to me.
取り越し苦労だといいんだがな。
Well, hopefully you're right.
とにかくその子が早く仮面を外して笑えるように調査を進めよう。
In any case, let's get to work. The sooner things get solved, the sooner she can be free of that thing.
なあ、この壁画
Right. I do like how
仮面じゃないか。
Ooh, I do like how we're seeing like all the people related to Airstay in this event though. Cause we're used to seeing them like kind of separately. But now they're all together. Especially considering how, you know, they were like the main antagonists for the first part of the story. Hey, look at this mural. Aren't those masks? The worn down painting depicts two groups of masked warriors locked in a ferocious battle.
確かにロザミア殿の仮面とかなり似ているようだな。
You do look an awful lot like Rosamia's, but
だが仮面は帝国が研究して作ったんだろ。
the
せいぜい10年前じゃないのか。
Empire made the masks, didn't they? And not more than 10 years ago either.
そう聞いているが、
That's also
し
what
か
I
し
That's also what I heard.
もしかすると古代の権力者も帝国と同じことを考えたのかもな。戦のために仮面を発明して。
But maybe the same thing happened in the past. The rulers of the day wanted that power for their wars. So they figured out how to make the masks as well.
それは悲しい歴史だな。
That's certainly a depressing thought. Eventually, the three men find a massive amaranthine crystal.
当たりだな。
Bingo.
なんだこれは。アガスティアの地下にあったものと同じか。
Jeez, this thing's huge. It must be the same as the one under Augustia.
そちらの秘跡から削り出したかけらも持ってきた。十中八九同じものだろうが。
I hope you're not holding it with your hands, because that does stuff to people. I have a fragment we shaved off that one right here. Similarities are astounding. Zex holds his crystal up to the large one to compare them. Yep, that's a crystal. What did I tell you? Wear gloves.
奇跡が光ってる。この光っているのは核か。
It's glowing. Is the light coming from its core?
かけらがわずかに振動している。奇跡の核と共鳴しているかのようだ。
The crystal fragment just started vibrating a little. I think it's resonating with the big one.
この秘跡我々で運んで持って帰れないだろうか。研究者にそのまま資料として渡したい。
Do you think we could carry this thing home? The researchers would appreciate that more than any report we could write up.
帝国軍時代の訓練でも3人でこういう荷運びがあっただろう。なんとかなるかもしれない。
The three of us have done something similar during training, so we might have a shot at it.
懐かしいな。試してみるか。
That brings back memories. I guess it's worth a shot.
構わないが、あれから10年経っているのを忘れるなよ。
I mean, you look pretty fit, so I don't see the problem. I'll help, but bear in mind that it's been 10 years since then. You certainly don't look like you've fallen out of shape.
あ、腰には十分気をつけよう。
Anyways, yes, let's try not to break our backs. The three men crouch down to grasp the crystal's base and try to lift it up. So heavy.
持ち上げるのはやめた方がいいな。
Yeah, we should give up on that.
やはり年なのか。この3人ならばと内心期待してしまっていた。
I guess we're too old for this. I was really hoping that we'd still have it in us. That's no excuse. Just look at Eugen. He's still in his prime.
私たちにできることはまだたくさんあるだろう。ひとまず秘跡は削り取って持ち帰ろう。
There's no need to feel down. The researchers will just have to settle for a fragment.
ああ、わかった。エルステの研究所の方でも何かわかるといいな。
I suppose you're right. I hope that they'll be able to make sense of all this. Stowing their prize away, the trio makes for the palace to report their findings. As the three men start their trek back, Rosamia and Jamila are ready to examine the research materials they found.
待って、これは私の問題なのよ。これ以上あなたたちを巻き込むわけにはいかないわ。
Hold on. This is my problem. I can't get you all any more wrapped up into it.
これはロザミア様だけの問題ではないのです。今国を脅かしているエルステの問題でもあります。
This is Erstei's problem, not just yours. Nor is it just a problem anymore. It's a threat.
そうだったわね。
Right. I guess it is.
そう。ロザミア様一人に背負わせるわけもありません。
Why are his eyes so beautiful? Besides, there's no reason for you to shoulder all this alone.
仕方ないわね。まったく実験施設の研究資料は私が全て灰にしたつもりだったけれど。
Fine then. We'll read through this together. Though I'm not sure what it is, considering that I burned all our research long ago.
どの資料も新しいみたいだわ。一から研究し直したのかしら。きっと当時の研究者の仲間ね。
These documents look new. Someone involved with those experiments must have started from scratch.
いえ、この資料だけ少し古いもののようです。これは帝国軍本部の記録。
This folder is the only thing that seems particularly old. Are these papers from the Imperial High Commander?
帝国軍本部
Oh, command.
定例議事録。本日の決定事項。秘跡と魔性の研究を帝国の二大石研究と位置づける。
Minutes of the proceedings of Imperial High Command. Topic: Research into mystic crystals and dark essence, hereafter referred to as the twin crystal experiments.
帝国軍本部。つまり実験施設より上の組織ってこと？
Imperial High Command? These would have been kept by the organization overseeing the facility I was in then.
暴走による制御不能の恐れはあるが、どちらにも大いに潜在可能性あり、早急に安定した実用化を求める。
As both technologies frequently result in loss of control over subjects, further stabilization is required immediately.
どうやら当時、秘跡は帝国軍にとって魔性と並ぶほどの存在だったようですね。
It seems there was a time when the Empire took just as much interest in mystic crystals as they did in dark essence.
でも仮面は実験だけで魔性のように帝国軍の前線で使われることはなかったはずだわ。
But the masks never ended up in the front lines like Dark Essence did.
帝国軍本部定例議事録。本日の決定事項。魔性を正式採用する。秘跡は実験を続行し、安定化に努めよ。
Minutes of the proceedings of Imperial High Command. Topic: Approval of military applications of Dark Essence and further research into stabilization of mystic crystals.
つまり、秘跡は安定しないとして、軍での実地投入は見送られたようです。
Basically, the higher-ups felt that the mask was still too unreliable.
それを言うなら魔性だって大概よ。魔性の影響で手がつけられなくなった人や魔物を何度も見たわ。
But Dark Essence was hardly any different. I've seen plenty of people and monsters going berserk because of it.
まったく腹立たしいわね。そもそもなぜ秘跡を仮面になんか埋め込んだのかしら。
Even after its collapse, the Empire still somehow manages to get on my nerves. What even made them start putting the crystals into masks in the first place?
体内に直接取り込むのは危険が大きすぎたのかもしれません。魔性にもそういう性質があります。
Maybe there was some greater danger involved in embedding them directly into one's body. That's how it was for Dark Essence, after all.
それにしたってこの悪趣味な仮面よ。 こんなものが顔から外れないなんて本当に忌々しいわ。
But why make the design so unsettling? Having to walk around with this thing on my face all day is just unpleasant. Jamil continues searching for the papers for information.
この後の議事録では、軍の人員確保や他の議題ばかりで、秘跡の名は出てきませんね。
The other records seem to be about mundane military matters. I'm not seeing any more mentions of the crystals.
何よ、あれだけ私たちで実験しておいて、まるでなかったことみたいにして。
Wow. So they did all that experimenting on us, then just up and forgot?
団長の段に入ってから実験施設の研究者には痛い目を見せてやったけれど。
Since joining the captain's crew, I put a lot of the researchers through the ringer. But now I'm starting to wish that these high command people were still around too.
まだ軍本部があったならお灸を据えてやるのに。
Then I could give them the fate they deserve.
ロザミア様に深い傷を負わせた帝国の実験は裁かれるべきものと俺も思います。
I also believe that everyone responsible for the experiments that harmed you so deeply should face justice.
ごめんなさい、別にいいのよ。帝国は団長が倒してくれたんだし。
No, I'm sorry. It's no big deal. The captain's already defeated the Empire after all.
ただまだ少し。
It's just that...
帝国も帝国軍もなくなったのに仮面だけがそのままで。
Even though the Empire and its army are gone, I'm still stuck with this mask.
なんていうか心が宙ぶらりんな感じがするだけよ。
I feel like I never got any closure.
俺たちは主君のもとに集まった仲間です。ロザミア様の手助けになることなら俺も尽力します。
We are crewmates who both found their place under my master. I'd be glad to aid you in any way I can.
ありがとう。どうやらあなたもお人よしのようね。
Thank you. You're too nice for your own good. Just like the captain.
いえ、俺は
No, I wouldn't say that.
俺は主君に恥じない自分でいたいと
I just want to
そう
be...
思っているだけです。
I just want to be someone my master can take pride in.
素敵な心の持ち方だと思うわ。
I think that's a wonderful way to live. Rosamia's smile turns the tense atmosphere into a relaxing one.
そうだ、この資料も気になっていたのですが、まるで古代エルステの古文書のようで。
This document seems interesting as well. It looks to be from Erste's antiquity.
古代エルステって帝国になる前の？
Antiquity? You mean before it became an empire?
古代エルステ王国は数千年の間続いたとも言われています。
Yes. The original kingdom of Erste is said to have existed for thousands of years.
この古文書もはるか昔、たとえ1000年前と言われても驚きではありません。
And this document seems particularly ancient. Perhaps even a millennium old.
我ら信奉師孔子の奇跡。
Let's see. Our worship. Amaranthine. Mystic crystal.
奇跡？
Mystic crystal?
3つの飛来、星の世界より。
3. Arrival. Astral realm. Drawing breath at the unexpected revelation, Rosamia and Jamil glance at each other.
大いなる力、空域に影響せず。
Great power. Skydom. Damage averted.
幻覚、触れべからず。
Core. Not to be touched.
他の文字はかすれていてほとんど読めませんね。
Everything else is too faded to read.
この筆跡は1000年も前からエルステにあったというの？じゃあ仮面は一体何なのよ。
So these crystals have existed in Airstay for 1,000 years? But then, where did the masks come from? In search of further clues, Rosami and Jamil start thoroughly going through the papers.
こっちは地図、ラビ島ね。この座標についている赤い印は
Treasure map. This is a map of Rabi Island. What's this red mark for?
そこは砂漠が広がっているだけのはずです。綿密に測量はされていないと思いますが。
There's nothing but desert in that whole area. On the other hand, it's not like anyone has ever really investigated the place.
座標に走り書きがしてあるのだけれど、筆跡本体って。
Look, someone's written main crystal right next to it.
筆跡に本体が
Main?
書き込みが多いですね。何年にもわたってメモが追加されたような。
That's not the only note written here. Someone was recording things on this map for years. In one corner of the paper, Rosamia spots a name written with the same handwriting as the other notes. Upon seeing it, her eyes open wide with shock. Managing to peel her tongue from the suddenly parched roof of her mouth, Rosamia reads the name out loud.
エルステ帝国軍筆跡仮面研究最高責任者
Head administrator of Imperial research into mystic crystals and masks. Is it gonna be Shireen?
署名ザライダ
Zoraida,
最高責任者。
the head administrator?
私が実験施設にいた当時視察だと言ってよく施設を出入りしていた人がいたの。
Back when I was at the research facility, there was one woman who often came to inspect it.
そいつが来る日は施設長も研究者も張り切るから私たち被験体にとっては大変な迷惑だったわ。
The subjects all hated seeing her, since the researchers would be much stricter than usual on those days.
その日は決まって被験体全員の状態も一人一人チェックされてそいつの署名までもらわなきゃいけなかった。
They'd examine every single one of us and have her sign off on our condition.
私たちはその憎たらしい署名を見ながら次にあいつが来る日がいつになるかと貴重なおやつを掛け合ったものよ。
We'd wager our precious snacks over when she showed up next while looking at her damn signature.
私たちは軍のお偉いさんがお遊び半分で来ているのだと思っていたわ。
All of us thought she was just some military bigwig throwing her weight around for fun.
だけどまさかそいつが最高責任者なんて肩書きだったとはね。
I never would have guessed that she was actually in charge of the project.
帝国の仮面研究の最高責任者ザライダ。
So, this Zoraida woman is responsible for the mask experiments?
ですが研究施設はロザミア様が全て破壊したと主君から聞いています。
But I thought you had destroyed every institution related to that research.
ええ、その時に実験は頓挫したはず。でもあいつは実験施設を束ねる軍本部の人間だった。
Yes, I brought everyone to a grinding halt. But it's not like I cleaned out all the military higher-ups who are running them.
きっと軍からはうまく逃げてこの地下に身を隠していたんだわ。つまり
She must have abandoned the Empire before it collapsed and hid herself underground. In other words, Zamia points to various notes on the map while summarizing what they've learned.
星の世界から飛来した大いなる力を持つ筆跡群。
Several crystals with mysterious powers fell from the astral realm.
筆跡を発見した帝国軍は削り取ったかけらを仮面に埋め込み実験施設で私たち仮面兵を育成した。
The Empire found them and broke off shards to put into masks, which they then used to experiment on us.
実験施設と帝国が崩壊して軍から逃れた最高責任者は地下で研究を続け再起を図っていた。
The experiments in the Empire both met their end, but the person in charge of them escaped, patiently hid while continuing her research. Rosamia's finger lies to rest on the red mark placed at a seemingly random part of the desert.
奇跡軍の本体、それがこの座標にあるんだわ。
And now, we know that there's a main crystal hidden at this point.
本体とは一体何なのでしょうか。
I wonder what that means exactly.
わからないけど、本体というからには私の仮面に埋まっている秘跡より強力なんでしょうね。
I don't know, but I'd guess that it's somehow more powerful than the crystal in my mask.
メモを見るに秘跡本体を使うための新しい被験体を見つけたんだわ。そんな人を増やさせはしないわよ。
Looking at these notes, it seems that she's found new subjects to experiment on in order to use it. I won't let her get away with this.
はい。主君もそのようにおっしゃるに違いありません。俺も全力で阻止します。
I'm sure that my master would say the same thing. I will devote myself to stopping her as well.
それは
But
ロザミア様、一度船に戻りませんか。
Rosamia, would you consider returning to the Grand Cipher? As she struggles to make a decision, Rosamia follows Jamil above ground. Rosamia and Jamil emerge from the underground complex. Jamil has just finished explaining the current state of Erste.
おそらく暗黒街のボスと仮面集団、それに秘跡、すべてがつながっています。
I imagine that the boss of the dark alleys, the people in masks, and the mystic crystals are all related.
仮面研究の元最高責任者ザライダは資料を見る限り秘跡本体の座標に向かう計画のようでした。
Zoraida's notes suggest that she plans to seek out the main crystal.
すぐに宮殿に報告しようと思います。罠を張ればザライダを捕らえられるのではないかと。
I'll be reporting this to the palace at once. If we act quickly, we might be able to capture her.
ええ、そうね。もはや私一人の問題ではないもの。
Well, I guess this isn't just my problem anymore.
だけど私が参戦しないだなんて耐えられない。かといってみんなを私の仮面の力にさらしたくはないの。
There's no way I'm going to stand on the sidelines. But I also don't want to risk anyone getting hurt because of my mask.
だから秘跡本体の場所へは私だけで行くわ。
I'm going to the main crystal alone.
お一人で決着をつけるつもりですか。
Do you plan to end this yourself?
そうよ。私の人生を狂わせたあいつのことも許せないもの。
I do. The woman that messed up my life. Wait, that woman messed up my life. And she's going to pay for it.
でしたら一つ、ロザミア様のお耳に入れなければならないことがあります。
In that case, there's something I must inform you of.
何を今さら。どんなことを言われようと覚悟はできてるわよ。
What's that? I'm ready for anything at this point.
メフォラシュの路地で仮面をつけた男が一人殺されました。
A masked,
心臓を一突きです。
a masked man was found dead in the back alleys of Mephorash. He'd been killed by a single stab through the heart.
ロザミア様に心当たりはありませんか。
Do you know anything about that?
気の毒な話ね。でも私に心当たりなんてあるわけないわ。
That sounds terrible. But I don't know anything about it.
ロザミア様と同じくらいの年齢で、顔の左半分に仮面をつけたエルーンの女性が近頃暗黒街を出入りしていると。
It's been reported that a Naroon woman about your age has been regularly entering the dark alleys. One who wears a mask that covers half her face.
裏社会とは縁もないような雰囲気で暗黒街を出入りしている様子が妙に目立っていたそうです。
She apparently garners a lot of attention due to how distinctly out of place she seems there.
まさかシェリーネ。
Shireen? There's no way.
心当たりが終わりなんですね。
It seems that you know who I'm talking about.
仮面を制御できずに暴走した。そんな様子はなかったけれど。
Is she losing control of her mask? It didn't seem that way, though.
いえ、それよりも。
No. More importantly...
バカなくらいお人よしのあの子が仮面があってもそんなことをするなんて。
Even with the mask, I can't imagine her doing anything like that.
お気持ちはわかります。ですが
I understand how you feel. However,
仮面は暴走する。
anyone can lose control.
はい。
Indeed. Rosamia thinks back to the time her mask had corrupted her.
絶対だ。すぐに撤退しろ。全滅は何としても避けるのだ。
Retreat! Don't leave anyone behind!
復讐。これは復讐よ。
Retribution. Yes. This is my retribution.
ラザミアさん、もうやめてください。お願いです。
That's enough, Rosamia. Please, stop this already. Ah.
人の意志を支配して、痛みも感覚も何もかもを奪って。
They can rule over you, numbing your pain inhibitors, and stealing everything from you. Rosamia furrows her brows as she brings her hands up to touch the masks she so despises.
シェリーネ、いつの間にか仮面の力に負けていたというの。
Did you lose it too at some point without me, Shireen?
シェリーネはそんな子じゃないのよ。あの子は本当にお人よしで。
She's nothing like that, though. You don't understand how soft-hearted she is. Back in the facility, a rapid succession of duels between test subjects is taking place under Zoraida's supervision. Despite the fight already being over, the subject continues to attack his opponent.
あの人、仮面に支配されて。
He's lost control.
試合は止めるな。両者、仮面の潜在可能性を引き出せ。
Don't stop them. Both of you, pull as much power out of your mask as you can. No!
シェリーネ。
Imperial soldiers pile onto the raging test subject and hold him down as Shireen is carried out of the room to the infirmary. Hours turn to days as Rosamia awaits her friend's return.
もう何日経つと思ってるのよ。面会禁止って何よ。
It's been ages. Why can I still not meet her?
静かにしてろ。被験体、78番。
Quiet down, subject. What was it? number 78.
シェリーネの容体はどうなの？それだけでも聞かせなさいよ。
At least tell me how Shireen's doing.
シェリーね。
Shireen? Was Sharonay?
あんたがいつも79番って呼んでる子よ。
You know her. She's the one you call number 79.
ああ、79番ね。79番は死んだって報告を受けてる。
Oh, number 79. I was told that she died.
ほら、早く実験に戻れ。こっちも上からの圧で疲れてるんだ。朝からうるさくしないでくれ。
Now get back to your experiments. And don't let me hear you yelling anymore. We already get enough of that from the brass. Shireen had died.
おかしいじゃない。だってそんな。
That's ridiculous. How could she? However, Rosamia never cried. She thought that she shouldn't. She simply withstood the hot, painful sensation building in her throat. She felt like crying would be a rejection of Shireen's good-heartedness. Shireen?
バカね。
You idiot. After a while, Rosamia escapes the facility.
あの子が。あの子は。
She...
ですが、確たる証拠もなく、決まったわけではありません。
I may well be wrong. I have no hard evidence after all.
本人を呼んでもらえれば、俺から情報を聞き出すこともできます。
If you brought her to me, I could extract the information we need to know.
少し猶予をもらえないかしら。
Could you wait on that for a bit?
私が呼び出して直接聞く。それまで待ってほしいわ。迷惑はかけない。
I want a chance to ask her myself. I promise not to cause any trouble for you. Looking into Rosamia's eyes, Jamil nods.
わかりました。主君と宮殿への報告はお任せください。当日は俺も影で見張りにつきます。
All right. Then for the time being, I shall simply report this to my master in the palace. But I'll at least watch you for the shadows when you make contact.
見張りはいいわ。
No, you don't need to do that.
ですが、もし本人だった場合、追い詰められたことで仮面が暴走する可能性もあります。
But if it's really her, then she may lose control upon being confronted.
だからこそよ。仮面の暴走なんかにあなたたちを巻き込みたくないの。
That's why I don't want you there. I alone will deal with that.
もしもの時は
And,
私が必ず。
and should the worst unfold, I'll... Though she is still unsure, a budding resolve can be seen beginning to flicker within Rosamia's eyes.
「こっちの桃のパフェも美味しいよ。ロザミアも一口食べる？
Gosh dang it! Every single time, man. I don't have any desserts. This peach parfait is delicious too. Do you want some? Actually, I can... There's yogurt in the fridge, and I can mix cereal with that. Ah. Thought you had me there, did you?
大丈夫よ。
I'm good.
あ
Here you go. Say ah.
やめなさいよ。
Cut it out.
ー遠慮しなくてもいいのに。
You don't need to be so shy. The next day, Rosami invites Sharonay. No, that doesn't sound natural. Out, and they end up eating parfaits at their usual cafes.
流れでカフェに来てしまったけれど、 どうにも切り出しづらいわね。
I followed her here without thinking. Now I'm not sure how to broach the subject. Unaware of Rosamia's inner conflict, Shireen is happily enjoying her parfait. Oh, but Sharonay does rhyme with
ロザ
parfait.
ミアと食べるとこんなに甘く感じるんだね。
I never knew sweets would taste so delicious when eating with you.
そう。実験施設時代はたまに出るおやつも奪い合いになっていたものね。
Everyone would always fight over the few snacks we got back at the facility after all.
だった争奪戦に負けて一緒に階段下でいじけちゃったりさ。
Oh yeah, I did. I remember us moping under the stairs one time after losing.
私はいじけてないわよ。
I wasn't moping.
あの階段下ガラクタばっかり置いてあったけど狭くてなんか落ち着くんだよね。
That stairwell was cramped thanks to all the junk they stored there. But that's what made it kind of charming. Calming.
わかるわ。私もなんだか秘密基地みたいに思っていたもの。
Yeah, I get that. I always felt like a secret base. Isn't a parfait just like yogurt and like cereal? And fruits? During their trying days at the research facility, the two treasured their little secret base as a place of respite.
やばい、資料ができてない。でも急がないと。
Oh shoot, the report's still not done. The deadline's almost... As the guard reads his papers while approaching the stairs, he feels the presence of someone and looks up.
おい、お前たち、そんなところで何やってるんだ。
What, looks up from his papers? Why would he look up and then ask, "Whoa, what are you doing down there?" Looking under the stairs, he sees Rosamia and Sharonay sitting shoulder to shoulder.
ちぎり絵よ。悪いかしら。
Making collages. You got a problem with that?
ロザミア次のページ書けたよ。
I finished writing the next page, Rosamia.
なんでこんな物置みたいなところで。
But why there of all places?
狭いところってなんだか落ち着くのよね。
They're like cats. If they fit, they sit. Being cramped in here like this is kind of relaxing.
他の被験体は
If you say so. Where are the other test subjects? I mean, they're being treated decently well for test subjects. We know it could be a lot worse, like what they did to Lyria.
みんな外の空気を吸いに屋上か中庭に行ったわ。
Up on the roof, getting some fresh air.
ロザミアおしゃべりしてたら休憩時間が終わっちゃうよ。
Come on, Rosamia. I want to finish before our break ends.
そういうわけで私たちは忙しいから。じゃあね。
You heard her. We've got no time to chat. See you later.
ちょっとまあ規則には違反してないか。
Hey. Well, it's not like you're breaking any rules, I guess.
じゃあなおさら問題ないわね。シェリーね、そこの水色取ってくれる？
Okay, so it is
池に
Sharon.
するから。
Then, what's the problem? Give me some blue, Sharon. I'm going to make a pond.
おお池か。じゃあこのページで主人公の男の子がお魚とおしゃべりするお話にしたいな。
Oh, a pond. And I'll make this page about a boy talking to a fish. Oh, speaking of fish, I saw that they announced Legend of Zelda amiibos for Sidon and those other people, but I might have to pick one of those up.
いいんじゃない？絵本っぽくて。
I've never played a single Zelda game in my life. But that can change with the power of 3DS. Yeah, That sounds nice. Oh, that sounds nice and picture book-esque. Rosamia starts making a collage from blue pieces of paper. Its serene colors would soon become an illustration for Shireen's fairy tale. Oh, did they announce like a new one?
実はね、昨日久しぶりにあのお話の続きを考えてたの。
I actually thought of a continuation to that story the other day.
へえ、どんな？
You did? What's it like?
あの時の男の子が大人になって子供ができて、その子に池のお魚を紹介するの。
The main character comes back once he's all grown up and introduces his son to the fish in the lake.
小さい時におしゃべりしたお魚なんだよって。
He says, "This is the fish I used to talk to when I was a little boy."
ふん。
Yeah?
でもお魚は覚えてくれてるかな。忘れられてたら悲しいし。
But would the fish remember him? It sure would be sad if it forgot the boy.
あれ、そういえばこの子はお魚に会いに行かなかったのかな。お友達なら会うんじゃないかな。
Wait, wouldn't the boy have kept visiting the fish since they were friends?
本当に頭の中まで絵本なのかしら、この子は。
Sometimes, I wonder if she sees the whole world as a fairy tale. Rosamia smiles at her friend as the young Arun thinks seriously about the question.
ねえ、また挿絵作ってよ。ロザミアのちぎり絵見たら何か思いつくかも。
Hey, would you do the illustrations for me again? Seeing what you come up with might give me an idea.
まるで子供の目じゃない。だけど
Her eyes are almost like a child's. But
もしシェリーネが自分の意志で、いいえ、本人も意識しないうちに仮面に侵食されていた可能性も。
if she's willingly... No. It could be that the mask is making her do it.
ロザミ
Rosamia?
こんな時に私の方が暴走だなんて笑えないわ。
What now? It'd be one cruel joke if I ended up losing control here. And April Fool's was yesterday.
疑うなら敵。
Doubting makes you the enemy.
そうよ、仮面をつけた者同士同期を疑うなんてどうかしてたんだわ。
That's right. How could I doubt my friend? I wasn't thinking straight. Placing a hand on her mask, Rosamia takes a deep breath.
ごめんなさい、落ち着いたわ。
Sorry about that. I'm all right now.
大丈夫？苦しくない？
Are you sure? Does it hurt? Understanding that the concerned look on Shireen's face is genuine, Rosamia becomes certain her worries were misguided.
なんだか気が抜けたわ。ちぎり絵はまた今度ね。
I mean, yeah, we can just say that the mask forced her to do it, so that of course makes her a suspect. A prime suspect at that. That just took a lot out of me. You'll have to take a rain check on that collage.
大変、時間が。
Oh no, look at the time. After watching Shireen leave the cafe in a hurry, Rosamia breathes a sigh of relief.
ただいま。間に合った？
I'm back. Am I on time?
裏切られたかと思ったぞ。
I thought you might have betrayed me.
ごめんなさい。
Sorry.
冗談だ。だが頼む。もう後がない。
I jest. But be careful. We've got our backs to the wall.
あなたがそんなこと言うなんて珍しいじゃない。
I've never heard you say something so pessimistic.
前に一回だけあったけど。
Well, I guess there was that one time.
急いでこれの整備を手伝ってくれ。グドンどもにはわずかでも装備をつけさせてやりたい。
Hurry up and help me with this. I want to give those imbeciles as much of a fighting chance as I can. While helping Zoraida with her work, Shireen becomes lost in thought.
お魚がお友達なら会いに行くんじゃないかな。
If he were friends with the fish, he'd go to see him.
会いに行かなかったってことはお友達とは思ってなかったのかな。
So does the fact that he didn't mean that they weren't friends?
どうして会いに来てくれなかったんだろう。
Why didn't she come and see me?
分かってるよ。私はもう死んだと思ってたからでしょ。
I know why. She thought I was dead.
分かってる。分かってるよ。
I understand that. I really do. But...
意外にもどの施設のものより最強の仮面兵の座にふさわしい。褒美に79番には外出でもさせてやれ。
Surprisingly, it seems that number 79 is the one to fit to be called our strongest masked soldier. Give her some time outside as a reward.
Yes, ma'am.
Before Shireen, another test subject is lying on the ground, with a hole in his chest.
私が
Looking at him, the young girl could do nothing but tremble beneath the weight of her own sin. Oh, what compels a decision?
ロザミア様は強いお方だと思います。
Okay, let's take that break.
まさか。
I love you, Jamil.
いえ。
Okay. Let's continue on with Chapter 5. We're almost done with this. Hey, maybe I can showcase Rosamia. Chapter 5. What compels a decision? Afterwards. Sometime later, Shireen is sitting under the staircase in the research facility. Though in the past, Rosamia would have been by her side, the young Arun is now alone.
ロザミア、どうしていないの？
Rosamia, why aren't you here?
ロザミア、なんて言うかな。
Rosamia, what would you say if you'd seen?
ロザミア、一緒にいてくれたら。
Rosamia, if only you were with me.
こうならなくて済んだのかな。
Then maybe this never would have happened. Shireen is unable to peel her eyes from her trembling palms. No matter how hard she tries to ignore what she did, she cannot forget that palpable sensation. Suddenly, her trembling fingers are grasped gently by a pair of large, sturdy hands.
お前の罪ではない。
This isn't your sin.
お前は何も悪くない。責任など感じなくていい。これは私の実験の結果でしかない。
None of the fault lies with you. You don't need to feel responsible for anything. It's all the result of my experiments.
それはでも。
罪も許しも考えなくていい。私の言うことだけを聞いていればいい。
You don't need to think about sin or forgiveness. You just need to obey me. To Shireen, the draft's words are like a rope thrown to save her from slowly drowning in darkness.
名前はシェリーネ。出会っているか？
Your name is Shireen, right?
私は暴力が嫌いでな。だが以前、お前は致命傷を負ってまで他の被験体をかばった。
I hate violence, you see. Once I saw you risk your life to defend another test subject.
お前のような人がもしいてくれたなら、父は。
If someone like you had been there, then maybe my father.
父？
いや、すまない。関係のない話だった。
Never mind. That was irrelevant.
私は暴力のない世界を作りたい。そのためにいかなる暴力を振るおうとも。
Okay, Senator Armstrong. I want to create a world without violence. For that purpose, I'm willing to use any form of violence to achieve it.
協力してくれ、シェリーネ。
Help me, Shireen.
暴力のない絵本みたいな優しい世界ってこと？
A world without violence? Like the ones in picture books?
そうだ。幼児の読む絵本のような世界だ。
That's right. I want the world to be no less safe than any gentle bedtime story.
でも。
But... As Shireen wavers, Zoraida grips her hand more tightly.
軍中枢では魔性が正式採用されてから奇跡研究の存在自体がうやむやにされようとしている。
Ever since Dark Essence started being used on the battlefield, research into the mystic crystals has been on the verge of cancellation.
魔性担当者の後ろ盾に上層部の一人がついていたのだ。中枢での私の権威は失墜しつつある。
It seems that their research has a supporter in the very highest of echelons of the government. My influence back at command is waning by the day.
権力がなければ何もできない。人と軍を動かすことも、国を、世界を動かすことも。
If I lose my authority, I'll be powerless. I won't be able to influence the army or keep my personnel here. Never mind change this country or the world.
もう後がない。 頼む。
I've got my back to the wall here. Please, help me. Though she doesn't know why, seeing Zoraida's look of desperation, Shireen decides to place her other hand on Zoraida's and firmly squeeze them in return.
ありがとう。
Thank you. The motivation behind Shireen's choice is unclear. It could be sympathy, apathy, or even her own blood-stained will. With the reason still unknown, Shireen's fate is determined. Not a gusty. While hiding underground, Zoraida and Shireen discuss their situation.
78番が生きていたのは想定外だった。
I didn't expect number 78 to still be alive.
なんでロザミアのこと。
You know about Rosamia?
私がお前を野放しにするほど間抜けに見えたか。見張りがあの男一人だけだと思うな。
Do I look foolish enough to not keep an eye on you? That man wasn't your only guard.
あの人。
He was?
場所とタイミングが悪すぎた。回収も処分も間に合わず、死体は宮殿行きだ。
In the wrong place at the wrong time. And because of that, we couldn't even recover his body before the palace found it.
あの男はくれてやると前々から伝えていただろう。お前が忘れるはずはないと思うが。
I told you ages ago that he'd one day be yours for the taking. Don't pretend you forgot.
近頃はあいつも特に苦しんでいた。今思えばもっと早く楽にしてやれればよかったな。
He had been in a lot of pain recently. Thinking back on it, I should have put him out of his misery sooner.
帽子が。
There was a hat.
帽子が噴水に沈んでいったから。
There was a hat that fell in a fountain.
男の子もかわいそうで取ってあげようって思って。
And the little boy was so sad. I just had to go get it.
そしたらロザミアがいて。
And then Rosamia was there.
びっくりして急に我慢できなくなってきて。
I was so surprised that I couldn't hold back anymore.
おい、どこで油売ってたんだ。
The masked man staggers, causing an expensive-looking brooch to come falling out of his pocket. I read this already.
傷がついたじゃねえか。ふざけんな。
我慢したよ。でももう限界。
As excitement colors her face, Shireen vigorously thrusts her spear into the paved ground. The spear easily shatters the bricks that were made to withstand constant battering by carriages, attesting to its weight and power.
早くしないと処分されちゃう。
I have to get back, or I'll be disposed of. Shireen takes the brooch from the man's hand.
これお母さんの形見だって言ってたよね。
You said that was a memento of your mother, right? Shireen tucks the expensive brooch into her bag and gently strokes its surface.
大事にするから
I read this already.
ね。
Shireen takes the brooch from her pouch and wraps the cloth that she was protecting it with. Closing her eyes and bringing it to her chest, she stands as if praying. Zoraida leaves her in peace as she does this, knowing that it is important ritual for her. She understands that without this ritual, her ultimate soldier would not remain acquiescent. Oh hey, at least she's smart in that regard. I'll never understand, these people that like these characters that have, a dangerous weapon and abuse it and not think that the weapon will fight back. Once Shireen opens her eyes again, Zoraida sits down on a broken desk.
先日古文書にあった秘跡の本体を発見した。そこに78番を連れてこい。
I've discovered the main crystal spoken of in the ancient text. I want you to bring number 78 there.
何をするつもり？
What are you going to do to her?
今までの仮面はいわば本体ではない。小秘跡から削り出したもの。
All the masks we've used up until now were made using fragments of the minor crystals. The what crystals?
78番には確か出土したものをそのまま使わせていたはずだが。
Well, number 78 is using one we excavated, so for that we can't be absolutely sure.
出力を見るにやはり埋め込まれているのはお前と同じく本体ではなく小秘跡の方だろう。
But judging by its power, I'm fairly confident that it was made from a minor crystal, just like the rest.
ねえ、新しい仮面の実験なら私でいいじゃない。
Hey, if you want to do more experiments, you could just use me.
確かにお前は自我を保ったまま仮面の力を十分引き出せる希少な存在。今の最強の仮面兵ではあるが。
It's true that your ability to pull out huge amounts of the mask's power without losing control completely is exceptional. As of now, you're my strongest soldier.
仮面の侵食が進みすぎた。おそらく体の奥深くまで。
But the mask's corruption has progressed too far. I believe it's already physically taking root deep within you.
しかし78番はまだ顔に癒着した程度。さらに自我を保ったまま相当な制御もできているようだ。
Meanwhile, number 78 has only recently had her mask become permanently affixed to her, and appears to be controlling it to some degree as well.
より強い仮面をつければ78番の仮面はその座を譲る。実験施設でそういう例もあったしな。
Our experiments back at the facility indicate that it will cede its position to a more powerful mask.
ロザミアを次の最強の仮面兵にするってこと？
You want to make Rosamia your next strongest soldier?
ああ。宮殿と78番の気空団の目を盗んで連れてこい。私では目立つ。
That's right. Lead her to the crystal without the palace or her crew noticing. I would draw too much attention. While giving her orders, Zoraida does not remove her eyes from Shireen for even a single moment. After being ordered to bring Rosamia to her, Shireen fiercely argues against Zoraida for the first time.
ねえ、ザライダ、あなたの言うことは聞きたいよ。でも。
Zoraida, I want to listen to whatever you say, but...
ロザミアだけは、お願い。
But please, not Rosamia.
なあ、シェリーネ。私の答えがわからぬほど、お前は愚鈍ではないだろう。
Be reasonable, Shireen. You aren't an imbecile like the others. You already know my answer. Zoraida gently takes Shireen's distressed face into her sturdy hands and locks eyes with her. Placing her own hands on Zoraida's, Shireen feels their warmth.
あの時、きっと私は救われたくて、この大きな手を取ってしまった。
Back then...
でも...
Oh. I was so desperate for salvation. Oh. Back then, I was so desperate for salvation that I grabbed onto these hands. But
お願い、サライダ。新しい仮面が必要なら、私が頑張るから。
please, Sarida. If you want to use a new mask, I'll make it work. Shireen starts to tremble. However, it is not due to anger or fear.
仮面の殺戮衝動か。
The mask's murderous impulses are starting, aren't they?
大丈夫。たくさん冷やしておいたから。
It's all right. I kept these nice and cold. Shireen opens the icebox at her feet and starts taking up pieces of cheap poultry, which she stabs with her spear one by one. However, her impulses continue. Taking out the more expensive pig livers, she begins piercing those too.
全然足りない。
It's not enough. It's nowhere near enough.
78番を連れてこい。そうすればまた決闘も開いてやる。
If you bring me number 78, I'll host some more duels for you.
ああ見えてあのグドンどもも最強の仮面兵の座が欲しくて野心に燃えているのでな。
Despite how they act, those imbeciles all want to win the right to call themselves the ultimate masked soldier.
あるいは仮面の制御に殺気だってその発散場所を求めているようにも思うが、それはそれでよかろう。
Perhaps they just want a place to release their mask's impulses too. Well, either way is fine by me.
アサミヤはいつも仮面を抑えようとして頑張ってた。
Rosamia is always doing her best to hold these impulses down.
ロザミヤはすごいよ。
She's so incredible.
どうして私は。
Why am I?
夜連れてくるから。
I'll do it. I'll bring her. The moment she voices her decision, someone else speaks up from a corner of the room.
お待ちください、シェリーネ様。
One moment, Miss Shireen. From the shadows emerges Zarida's attendant, a kind-looking elderly Arun who looked ill-fitting to be in the service of a brutal kingpin.
あなたいたの。
Hey, Raptor, welcome in. How you been? I didn't know you were here.
お嬢様は今晩にも仮面兵たちでエルステ王国を制圧するおつもりです。
Lady Zarida intends on using her masked soldiers to take over Airstate tonight.
この場で私の身を捧げても構いません。どうかこれ以上は。
I beg you to go no further. If I must give up my life to make you hear my plea, then so be it.
あなた忠実な右腕じゃなかったの。
But I thought you were her loyal right hand.
シェリーネ様より前からお嬢様にお仕えさせていただいております。 しかし
I've been Lady Zarida's service for much longer than you. However,
お嬢様がエルステを支配されたらオルキス女王の権力とともに多くの人員が傘下となります。
if she manages to seize authority from Queen Orcus and take control of Airstay, she will have many resources and people at her disposal.
この空域も本当に掌握できてしまうかもしれません。さらに小流域を越えられれば
She
他の空域も。
She may well truly go on to take over Fantagrande, and perhaps even cross the Grim Basin to extend her reach to other skydomes.
何が言いたい？
What are you getting at?
私の最後の良心です。お嬢様にはこれ以上この道を進んでいただきたくはありません。
I am voicing the final objections of my conscience. You must go no further down this path.
そんなの今さら。
But it's far too late for...
私はシェリーネ様がご友人と会って心から笑っているところを初めて見たのです。
When you met your friend, Miss Shireen, I witnessed you smile for the first time since we met.
私は思い直したのです。
I've come
こ
to...
の笑顔を奪ってはいけない。
I've come to believe that we cannot keep stealing that away from you.
こんなことをさせて我々は恥ずかしくないのかと。
And that we were truly shameless to have done so in the first place.
あんたもあんただ。人にこんなことをさせて恥ずかしくないのか。
Love you, Yuri.
軍に民にこんなことをさせて
Oh, this is new.
帝国は恥ずかしくないのか。
The Empire must have no shame to make its army, its own people, do these things.
お前もあの小僧と同じ言葉を吐くか。
Wait, 90 bucks? Ew, they cost more physically? That sucks. I mean, I haven't bought a physical game in a long time because, you know, I don't have any modern consoles. But still, I'd like to physically have the game with me. Digital data is prone to getting deleted. You're really going to say the same thing as that boy, huh?
そうだな。たまには昔話でもしようか。
Very well then. Talk about the past we shall.
エルステが帝政になる前、私はラビ島でありふれた市民として暮らしていた。
Before Erste became an empire, I was just a regular citizen living on Ravi Island.
私の父は近所の貧しい人々に学を教え、老若男女から慕われていた。
Yeah. My father spent much time educating the poor, and was loved by all for it.
先生、エルステの綴りはどう書くんですか？
Teacher, how do you spell Erste?
まだやるのかい。今日も熱心だね。ほら、こう書くんだよ。
Are you practicing your letters again today? That's very studious of you. Here, it's written like this.
ああ、先生。おかげさまで孫も旦那も薬草がよく効きました。
Ah, teacher. Those herbs you told me about worked wonderfully on my husband and grandchild.
お役に立てたのなら何よりです。ぜひ他の人にも教えてあげてください。
I'm glad to hear that. Be sure to tell the others about them too, should the opportunity arise.
そして帝政となったエルステが掲げる正義のいびつさにいち早く気づいたのも父だった。
When the Empire was born, he was one of the first to realize how twisted its proclaimed justice was.
軍に民にこんなことをさせて
Okay, I read this
帝国は恥ずかしくないのか。ザライだ。よく聞くんだ。国も人も暴力を振るうのはダメだ。暴力が一番ダメなんだ。
Listen well, Sarida. Both nations and people must never use violence to get their way. Violence is worse than anything else.
それが帝国の知るところとなり、民を扇動した罪だと言って早々に父の公開処刑が決まった。
When the Empire learned he was talking like that, it promptly sentenced him to death for purportedly inciting the masses.
少し乾燥した。よく晴れた日だった。
It was a sunny, slightly arid day.
なんで先生がおかしいじゃないか。やめておくれ。
256 storage? Well, okay, that's pretty big. Then again, I don't know how big games are nowadays, so maybe that's just average. Why is this happening to him? Please, don't do it!
帝国の役人は忙しいのか、誰も来なくてな。
The actual officials must have been pretty busy, as nobody from the Empire even bothered to show up. Dad.
ダメだ。先生の娘さんまで巻き込むわけには。
No, we can't let you get caught up in this too. Let go of me.
役人一人すらいなかった。それでも処刑人は帝国の恐怖に負け、首切り斧を振り上げたのだ。
There weren't even any officials there, but the appointed executioner, terrified of the Empire's authority, raised the axe nonetheless.
どうか暴力のない世界に。
May we one day make a world without violence.
先生。
帝国にお父さんが。
The Empire executed your... Zoraida's attendant suddenly takes a dagger from his pocket and presses it up against his own neck.
逃げることは許さん。
You're not allowed to run away. The tip of the dagger trembles at the old Arun's neck for a while, before he eventually lowers it.
じゃあ、処刑人って。
Oh, it was him? Huh? Then the executioner was...
お前に私を止める道理はあるまい。
Do you think you have any right to stop me? The attendant weakly falls to his knees.
あの日からそろそろ10年か。時が経つのが早くなったな。
Damn, this is some really well-established lore. It's nearly been 10 years since that day, huh? Time really does fly.
早くも老いというやつか。そういえばお前はいくつになる？
That's sad. You sure have aged quite poorly. How old are you again?
41になります。
I'll be turning 41. Oh.
Siegfried is apparently 40 years old. Okay, let's look that up. As of Siegfried. 32 as of his base unit, which was like released 10 years ago. So technically he's 42. Damn, man, you aged terribly, considering the standards of this world.
I'll be turning 41.
おじいさんだったのかと。
Oh, I thought you were a lot older.
長い付き合いといえばそうだが、10年という数字にどれほどの意味があるのか、意外とわからんものだな。
Well, certainly a long time for two people to know each other. It's surprisingly difficult to determine the importance of a decade.
私はもうお嬢様に誠心誠意お仕えするしか。
What can I do now but serve you with all my heart?
それでいい。お前は私の道をついてこい。お前の死が願った世界を作るために。
Oh wait, was he the executioner or was he the Arun? The assistant. That's right. You have no choice but to follow me down this path. To help me create the world your teacher wished for.
父はよくお前を褒めていたよ。
My father often spoke well of you.
私たちはもう。
There's no turning back for us. The paths that should have been taken are now far in the distance. Looking at their feet, the three see only a single narrow road ahead. Forever teenagers.
これより休憩に入る。そうい思う存分手足を伸ばせ。
We're now entering our break.
I bit my tongue. Ow. Ow.
We're now entering our break. Men, prepare to relax.
Yes, sir. Back in Agastia, Gaston's unit is standing in rank.
隊長、自分初めてのアガスティアなので名物のおでんが食べたいであります。
Commander, this is my first time visiting Agastia, so I want to eat its famous oden.
自分熱々の卵から行きたいであります。
I want some with hot eggs.
出汁の染みた大根も知らん。食い意地の張ったひよっこどもだ。
You gluttonous whippersnappers don't even know the value of a piece of radish soaked in soup.
だが食うことこそが強さにつながる。その食欲、常に維持しろ。
That said, a healthy appetite is the source of all strength. Never let that hunger go.
Yes, sir.
これよりおでんの屋台に突入。まずはメニューを確認し、迅速に注文を済ませろ。
We're about to breach the Odin stall's perimeter. Get ready to check the menu and swiftly place your orders.
They're talking about food again.
ただし食いすぎるなよ。各自休憩後の警備に響かぬよう腹8分目を死守しろ。
But don't eat too much. We can't have you in a food coma when our break ends. So defend the last fifth of your stomach's capacity with your lives.
I can see where Yuri gets his comically serious tone from. A little while later, the soldiers are presented with piping hot, radish-filled bowls of Odin. Oh, I don't think we have instant noodles.
いただきます。
Oh my gosh, they're food at ASMRing us with that slurp.
バカ野郎が。おでんを食うときは兜を脱げ。汁の中に垂れれば大惨事だろうが。
You idiot! You've got to take your helmet off to eat Odin. What do you think will happen if you spill the soup in there?
しかし隊長、緊急出動に備えて兜を脱がずに食べるのがこの隊の掟であります。
That's kind of silly. But, Commander, this unit's policy is to always eat with our helmets on, in case of emergency orders to sortie.
確かに本体ではいつからか食事入浴睡眠問わず兜は常に下げ備えておく慣例となった。
Embracing the life of a faceless NPC.
True. At some point it became our custom to wear them, even when we eat, sleep, and bathe.
入浴時は脱いだ方がいいのでは。
I don't think the rest of us were doing it while bathing.
だが貴様に熱々おでんはまだ早い。やけどをしては本末転倒だろうが。
That said, you're not yet experienced enough to eat Odin when it's still piping hot. You're not going to get proper experience if you burn yourself.
In the bustling streets of present-day Agastia, even Gulston's yelling is just another voice in the crowd. However, the commander's keen ears are able to notice concerning shouts punctuating the hubbub.
何かが起きている。
Something's happening.
いや、起きようとしている。
No. Something's about to happen.
休憩。一時中断。
Break time's postponed, boys.
隊長ですが、今卵が出てきたところであります。
What? But we just got our eggs.
隊長、自分ちくわぶも待ちたいであります。
Commander, I want to order some chikawubu too.
気持ちはわかるが、貴様、この隊にいる理由は何だ？
I understand how you feel, but don't forget why you're in this unit.
それは給料とかいろいろありますけど。
Huh? Oh, well, there's the pay and stuff.
それもそうだが、そうではなく、市民の安全を守るためだ。
Yes, of course there's that. But I'm talking about protecting the people of Airstay.
出てきた卵は
Yes, sir. But what about the eggs?
天使の夜食にしてもらえ。総員整列。
I think there's some hard-boiled eggs in the kitchen. Are you saying? Are you telling me that I should do that?
The owner can have them as a midnight snack. Form ranks!
おでん屋台の店主に敬礼。
Salute the owner.
ごちそうさまでした。
Thank you for the food.
Gaston's unit takes off through Agastia's dimly lit streets in search of the source of unrest. Oh, that's a lot of S's. Primitive war. Hey, that sounds interesting. Meanwhile, Rosami and Jamil are on Ravi Island, a short distance away from where the Grand Cipher is docked.
ごめんなさい。猶予をもらっていたのに聞けなくて。
I'm sorry. Even after having you wait for me, I wasn't able to ask her. Rosami is regretting her failure to question Shireen about her involvement with the Dark Alleys.
わかりました。では、俺が捕らえて聞き出します。
Understood. Then I will capture her myself and extract answers.
お気になさらず。こういったことは、ウルジュワンの一族のなりわいですので。
Please don't feel concerned. Such work is the Urjuwan clan's specialty.
宮殿はすでにザライダにも指名手配をかけました。
The palace has already started posting wanted posters for Zoraida's arrest.
団長は
What about the captain?
主君はここ数日宮殿の客室に宿泊されています。
My master has been staying in the palace these last few days. Again, they cleverly wrote out the protagonists so that the story doesn't revolve around them.
オルキス陛下がおもてなしをしたいとおっしゃっているのもありますが、主君は警備を兼ねておられます。
That Queen Orcus wished it so was one reason, but I believe protecting Her Majesty is the primary goal.
ずいぶん遠回りしてしまったけれど、全部団長に話すわ。
I'll tell the captain about everything. I've been putting it off for long enough.
今さらどの面を下げて戻るという話ではあるけれど。
Although at this point, I don't know how I'm supposed to go crawling back.
ジャミル、仮面よ。
Jamil, those masks. Right as Rosamia speaks, smoke and screams start coming from Mepharash.
メフォラシが
City! Oh, that's an expression.
ジャミル、そちらは任せたわ。私は自分の尻拭いよ。
You go handle things over there, Jamil. I'm going to make up for my own mistake.
地図にあった秘跡本体の座標に行く。ザライダがそこにいないわけがない。
I'll head for the spot where the main crystal is. Zoraida's sure to be there.
承知しました。座標のことも主君とオルキス陛下に伝えます。
Understood. I'll convey that, along with the coordinates to Queen Orcus and my master.
それから一つだけ。アダム様がロザミア様に。
And there's one more thing. Prime Minister Adam wanted me to tell you. Hearing the tumult outside, the captain bursts out of the room Orcus had provided just before going to bed.
団長さん、警戒を。
Captain, be careful.
From the courtyard can be seen a vista of absolute chaos. Mepharash's ancient, beautiful cityscape is being destroyed by groups of masked criminals. Meanwhile, back in Agastia, at Yuri's urging, Farah is accompanying him as they investigate the dark alleys.
ユーリ、さすがにもう戻らないっすか？お腹空いたっす。おでんが恋しいっす。
Come on, Yuri. Let's wrap it up. I'm hungry. My stomach's crying out for Odin.
ああ、ファラは先に帰っていていいぞ。
Okay, you can go back without me.
しょうがないっすね。ま、ユーリは思い込んだら一直線。イノシシっすからね。
Fine, I'll stay. I know that when you get an idea in your head, You can't help but charge straight at it like a boar.
ファラ帝国軍時代俺にとってアガスティアは軍本部のある憧れの都市だったんだ。
Back when I was in the Empire, Agastia and High Command were places of glory to me. Destinations that I greatly admired.
まあわかるっすよ。カタリナ先輩の言ってたおでん屋台も聖地巡礼したっす。
Excuse me, is that a typo? Well, I guess I get that. I did a pilgrimage of all the Odenstells Katarina told me she visited once I got here.
お前にとっては聖地か。もちろん今はだいぶ雰囲気も変わって王国として新たな道を進んでいる。
So, it's like a holy land to you then. In any case, I know that the city is going down a new path now that Erste is a kingdom again.
歩いているとなんとなく明るい未来を見せてくれるようなそんな感じの街になってるな。
It's become a place where everywhere you go, there are glimpses of hope for a brighter future.
だからこそ俺は我慢できないんだ。俺が憧れて、そして新しい未来を見せてくれるアガスティアが。
And that's exactly why I can't stand this. I once idolized these streets, and after they changed, I finally started looking forward to what's to come.
暗黒街などと呼ばれるのが。
But now they're getting called dark alleys.
うわ、急にぶっつんしたっす。
Oh, no need to snap.
俺が一つの路地も残さず暴いてやる。そのために調査に志願したんだからな。
I'm going to shine a light on every nook and cranny of this place. That's why I joined the investigation.
俺の集団もそうだ。元帝国軍人もいながら。今度見つけたら俺が絶対に。
And the masked thugs aren't getting away either. The next one I find, I'll... Oh, there's one. I am Yuri Eckard. Prepare yourself. Oh, that clipped a little bit, sorry. In Agastia's dark alleys. Don't call them that! Farah and Yuri have begun clashing with the masked gangs. Meanwhile, at one of the ruins near Mepharash.
では、やはり奇跡同士が共鳴して仮面をつけている者の攻撃性を高めていると。
Is that a storm outside, or is someone driving a really loud truck? Weather warning? Okay, I don't need to know about the weather in Greenland. Okay, it's just rain. Nothing too major.
So, the crystal...
what voice do you have?
So, the crystals resonate with each other to heighten the mask wearer's aggression.
正確に言うと、奇跡の幻覚が共鳴しているんですね。幻覚がいわばエネルギー供給機ですな。
They resonate with the core, to be precise, which serves as the source of their energy.
奇跡から削り取られたかけらでも、元の幻覚さえ無事なら力を発揮できるってことか。
Then the fragments will still have power even on their own, so long as the core they're connected to is fine.
ええ、それでなのでしょうか。幻覚に接触しようとする行為は禁忌とされた古い文献もありましたね。
Yes. Incidentally, that may explain why there were ancient documents indicating it was taboo to touch the core.
ただ、アガスティア地下の秘跡から削ったかけらが、この砂漠遺跡の秘跡の幻覚とも共鳴しているわけで。
But, as you know, the fragment we took from the underground crystal in Agastia also resonates with this core.
秘跡のかけらは削られた元の秘跡だけではなく、他の秘跡の幻覚とも共鳴し、仮面に力を与えると。
In other words, it's not just their own crystal's core. Any crystal can resonate with any core to provide power to the masks.
その上、エネルギーを送る何かの供給路があるわけでもなく、ただ共鳴によってのみ働くのか。
And moreover, there isn't really a connection between the crystals on the cores. They simply transfer energy by resonating, correct?
ええ。資料の通り、秘跡本体があるのなら、本体が各秘跡すべてのエネルギーの源泉である可能性も。
Yes. If there really is a main crystal as the records indicate, it may be the root source of the other crystal's energy.
とりあえず宮殿には報告できそうな結論だな。
That sounds like enough of a conclusion to report to the palace.
あ、遺跡まで来ていただいてありがとうございます。
Indeed. It was wonderful of you two to come all the way out here with us.
いえいえ、秘跡を見つけてくださったのはあなたたちですから、我々研究者だけではとてもとても。
Oh no. None of this would have been possible if not for you three finding this place.
あとはこの秘跡を持ち帰れる人員さえ集められれば、エネルギーも宮殿の管理下に。
Now, if you can just bring back enough people to carry this crystal back to the palace, the energy might...
なんだてめえら、どこのもんだ。
What the hell? Who are you people with?
At the ruins they discovered, Dalyford's group also unexpectedly finds themselves facing masked thugs.
これより宮殿、そして全ての秘跡を掌握し、エルステを制圧する。
By dawn, we'll have control of the palace and all the crystals. Soon after, Erste itself will be under my command.
グドンどもが暴走し続け、これ以上使い物にならなくなる前に。
But we have to finish this before my imbeciles end their rampage in death or some other useless state.
要はお前だ。頼んだぞ、シェリーヌ。
You're the key to my plans, Shireen. I'm counting on you. With all her pieces set in motion, you guys heard that, right? I hope this is break time. With all her pieces set in motion, Zoraida is now making her move to secure all the crystals for herself. Okay. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go.
ザライダにも仮面にも好きにはさせないわよ。
Okay, it's actually storming like crazy. And my poor pupper, she's scared, so I let her into my room, so. You good? Yeah, just sleepy. Sleepy. Well, we're almost done, Crystal. Yeah. Yeah, poor doggo. They're sensitive to sound. So yeah. I also got a hard-boiled egg. I'm slowly warming it up on the heating pad that I use for drinks, because I don't want to use the microwave. That might be too loud. But anyways, with this title drop, let us conclude this story. Chapter 6. What Lies Beneath the Amaranth. The second squadron is to assist with evacuations. Yes, sir. Under the command of Prime Minister Adam, Erste's army has begun the response to attack. What are you, an empire or a kingdom? Make up your minds already. Output restriction complete. With this, I can... But now we are evenly matched. Capturing them unharmed will prove difficult. Surrender now! If you inflict any more harm to my people or city, we will have to use our full force to stop you. Don't forget about us. We're not just gonna sit around and let this happen. Oh, die. Let's do this, Lloyd. The captain deflects the masked thug's attack, but reinforcements quickly arrive to continue the offensive. Oh wait, no, that's a Harvin. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am. I thought you were a child. Okay, at least now I can kick you within good conscience. Suddenly, a masked woman swings her fist at a small shop. That's the bakery I went to with Apollo. Despite knowing that she wouldn't make it, Orcus makes an attempt to stop her. Orcus! Hey. How you doing, Apollo? I won't let them destroy your nation. Adam sent me a letter saying that something was amiss in Erste. Also, where have you been? Right now, Apollo is the only moniker I need. Use me as you will. With Apollonia joining their ranks, the captain and the others are ready to defend Nepharash from the masked gangs. Back in Agastia, Yuri and Farah have joined up with Pomeran. Guards! Oh. Guards? Advance! Don't let them push you back with numbers, I do say! It seems Galston's new recruits know how to make prompt and accurate reports, at least. Ow! Having taken a blow to the leg, Farah stumbles and falls. Oh, that's why they put them in these outfits, so they can do the whole... Farah stumbles and almost falls. However, Yuri dashes to her side to lend his shoulder. Bring the injured to the back line, I do say. No, I can still fight. I want Catalina to praise me once I get back. Look at your skin, idiot. You've clearly fractured a bone. I'll take care of the rest, so just hang back. If my leg's out of commission, we'll just have to do that. Come on, Yuri. Got it. Hop on. Wait. Wait. Got it. Hop on. Oh man, I wish that was me. I mean, what? Ow! He's carrying her on his shoulders? What kind of tactics were they teaching in the Imperial Army? Who knows? We graduated the Empire early. Though the Imperial spirit still burns in our hearts. Right now, the two of us are crew members of the Grand Cipher, Yuri and Farah. Though their words are slightly different, the two former soldiers speak with one will. Why? You're only going to make a target of yourselves walking around like that, I do say. That's what you think. This is a huge power-up for us. What? How are they so nimble? Piggy? Back? Rending twin blades! Why? Those whippersnappers sure have grown. I mustn't let them show me up, I do say. Oh, are we gonna see Dark Essence Palmer again? It's been a while. Let's show off the Airstay Army's pride. All units, follow me. Men, follow me. Oh, no transformation. They didn't show that in the anime. Or maybe maybe they were planning on saving it for season 3, which never ended up happening. Meanwhile, Daily Ford's group is fighting off the masked thugs as they defend the researcher. Hand over the crystal now! Damn it! Back up a bit! I'm not so proud of myself for dressing lightly anymore. 3 masked men manage to touch the crystal, which causes their masks to start vibrating. Are they resonating? So this is the power of the masks. How can Rosamia... They won't even let our friend escape. I'd rather our gravestones not be in the middle of nowhere. I don't have much equipment to work with here. What's God got against us, making us fight at a time like this? Daryl and Zex grow increasingly desperate and pessimistic about their chances. I mean, I get, like, dressing lightly during the daytime but isn't it kind of cold during the night?
この程度の戦況、昔ならば気合で押し切れたものを。
I don't know why Deliford decided not to wear his armor this time. I used to be able to handle this with sheer will.
これも年なのか。
My body feels so heavy. Am I just getting old?
いや、こんな時団長殿は前を向いている。
No.
逃げるわけには。
I can't use my age as an excuse when the captain is putting in so much effort.
ダリル、ゼシード、私が突破する。続いてくれ。
Daryl, Zex, follow me. I'm breaking through.
無茶するな、デリフォード。
Don't be reckless, Deliford.
3人ならできる。我々は同期だろう。
No, we can do this. How long do you think we've been working together? Oh gosh, no. Hold up. Doug will get scared. No, she wanted to leave. She wanted to leave the room. I keep my door closed, so I had to open it for her. The three men remember all the blood, sweat, and tears they shed together, fighting for the Empire.
私としたことがすまないな。久々の厳しい戦況に少しばかり弱気になっていたようだ。
Sorry, I lost my cool. It's been a while since we've been up against the wall like this.
悪い、デリフォード。装備なんか関係ないよな。俺たちにはこの拳があれば十分だ。
I'm sorry too, Deliford. What's gear got to do with it? All we need are these fists.
二人とも。
Guys.
おそらくこの秘跡の幻覚が仮面に埋め込まれたかけらと共鳴して仮面にエネルギーを与えている。
This big crystal is probably resonating with the ones in their masks to give them power.
わかった。ダリル、ゼシード。我々で秘跡を壊してやろう。
Let's knock these buffoons out of the way and bust the thing up. Several hours have passed since the masked thugs started wreaking havoc. Hoping to stop Zoraida's scheme, Rosami has reached the point marked on the map of Rabi Island.
ジャミルの言っていた通り、砂漠が広がっているだけで何もないわね。
Shamil was right. There's nothing but dunes here.
いいわ。いくらでも足を使って探してやるわよ。
All right. I'll just have to put in the legwork to find what I'm looking for. Pulling her heavy boots out of the sand, Rosamia starts walking.
Mia.
Hearing someone call her name, Rosamia searches for the voice's source.
まさか砂の中から？
Don't tell me. It's coming from the sand. Furiously shoveling away at the dune beneath their feet, Rosamia discovers an entranceway to some buried ruins.
今行くわよ。仮面実験の最高責任者、ザライダ。
I'm coming for you, Zoraida. As Rosamia descends into the ruins, she quickly realizes that she's in an underground temple. After a little while, she finds its object of worship. Towering before her is an enormous mystic crystal.
これが本体。こんなものが地下に。
It's huge. Who'd think something like this was hidden underground? The giant object protrudes from the ground, as if it has been left in the spot where it landed after falling from the sky. Before it stands a familiar-looking figure.
78番
Number 78.
あなた、その顔忘れもしないわ。
You. I'll never forget that face.
私もだ。お前はよく問題を起こしてくれたからな。脱走後まで甚大な損害を与えてくれた。
I feel the same. You are always causing problems after all. And the damage you did after escaping was incalculable.
何を人を実験に使っておきながら。
Do you think you can play the victim after using us as...
見ろ、新たな仮面だ。ちょうどこの巨大秘跡から削り出したかけらを埋め込んだところでな。
Look here. I've just finished embedding a fragment of the main crystal into this new mask. Zoraida picks up the mask and waves it for Rosamia to see.
やっぱり新たな実験をするつもりね。もう仮面の被害者は増やさせないわよ。
You're planning to run more experiments then. I won't let you create any more victims.
これはお前につけてもらいたい。
I want you to wear this.
あなた、私が協力するとでも思ったの？
Do you really think I'd do anything to help you?
見るだけで感じるだろう。お前のつけている仮面など比にならん圧倒的な力を。
You can already feel it, can you? This mask is far, far more powerful than yours. Rosamia's mask vibrates, as if trembling in fear.
数ある実験施設の中でも78番、お前の魔力の素質と仮面を制御する力は抜きん出ていた。
Out of all the laboratories I ran, nobody matched your affinity for magic or control of your mask.
私が帝国軍を離れた後、てっきりお前は脱走兵として処刑されたかと思っていたが。
I had thought that you'd been executed as a deserter sometime after I left the army.
お前は生きていた。この仮面でお前には次の最強の仮面兵となってもらいたい。
But you lived. Therefore, I want you to don this mask and become my next ultimate soldier.
あなた、帝国が滅んだ今もまだ勝手をする気なの？
Are you seriously trying to keep this up even after the Empire's gone?
帝国など関係ない。これはこの空の世界の話だ。
The Empire never had anything to do with it. This is about the whole Sky Realm.
私の見立てでは、この強力な仮面を前にすれば、お前の古い仮面も場所を譲るだろう。
According to my research, your old mask should easily give up its position to my new, more powerful one.
相当なエネルギーだ。さすがにお前も私も無傷では済まないと思うが。
The process will release so much energy that I doubt either of us will escape unscathed.
それはさまつな問題だ。
That's a trifling matter.
そう、確かに無傷では済まないでしょうね。
You have a point. About us escaping unscathed, that is. With rage burning in her heart, Rosamia unsheathes her rapier.
だって私はあなたの言いなりになる気なんて毛ほどもないもの。
After all, I have no intention of becoming your lapdog.
あなたのせいで、この仮面のせいで、私の人生は。
You and this mask have made my existence a living hell. Rosamia thrusts her rapier at Zoraida, but someone steps in from the side and deflects the attack with a spear.
シェリーネ、どうして？
Shireen, Why are you here? Pressing her weapon against Rosamia's, Shireen starts trembling.
我慢はしたの。
I tried so hard to hold it in.
たくさん鶏肉も豚肉も買ってきて。
I bought so much.
全然足りなかったの。
I bought so much poultry and pork, but it wasn't enough.
何を
What are you?
ロザミア、ずっと呼んでごめんね。
Rosamia, I'm sorry for calling to you all this time. Suddenly, the main crystal starts resonating with Rosamia's and Shireen's masks.
ミア、ロザミ
Through the mask, Shireen's voice starts echoing in Rosamia's head.
まさかお前、私の指示より前から。
Wait, you mean that before I even ordered you to...
ロザミア、私変わっちゃってごめんね。
I'm sorry I changed, Rosamia.
でも、もう止められないの。この子で人の心臓を突き刺した時の。
But I can't stop now. The feeling of stabbing through people's hearts with my partner here.
あの弾ける感触より心が震えるものがこの世界にはないからさ。
Oh, she's got the crazy face. That sensation just moves me like nothing else. Rosamia dodges Shireen's thrusts, causing the Arun spear tip to merely graze her hair.
シェリー
Shireen?
ロザミア、
Rosamia.
あなたの心臓ちょうだい。
Won't you give me your heart? The kind-hearted old friend she had once endured untold hardship with is now facing Rosamia with the intent to kill.
Shireen, 仮面の力に負けてしまったの。
Okay. Shireen, did you lose to the power of the mask?
制御できなくなっちゃった。
I just couldn't keep it under control.
いつから
When?
実験施設からロザミアがいなくなった後だよ。
After you disappeared. That's when.
ロザミアのせいなんかじゃないんだよ。全部
It's not your fault, though. It's all...
どうしていないの？
Why are you gone? It was only after Rosamia escaped the research facility that Shireen made her miraculous recovery. At that point, the security had become so strict that it was impossible to contact the outside. Shireen's life inside the facility became harder and harder until she finally reached her limit.
試合
Begin. The test subject, with the mask's impulses clearly residing in his eyes, swings down his sword. Shireen leaps to action, though she cannot tell if it's her desire to live or the mask's dark intentions motivating her to move. Perhaps it's even her own battered will. Whatever the reason, Shireen's hand goes for the spear at her back. Before anyone can blink, she's already pushed the tip through her opponent's heart. novel but faint sensation come up through the spear into her hand. She releases her weapon and looks at it. That was fast. What weight do we have that spear at right now?
先日さらに重くしまして、現在はこちらの資料の通りです。
We just added more. The current numbers are listed here.
これを一瞬で抜いたか。
That's quite a lot of mass to move so quickly.
意外にもどの施設のものより最強の仮面兵の座にふさわしい。褒美に79番には外出でもさせてやれ。
Surprisingly, it seems that number 79 is the one to be fit to be called our strongest masked soldier. Give her some time outside as a reward. Allowed outside for the first time in a while, Shireen is surprised by how bright the sun is. After basking in the light and acclimating herself to the fresh air, she begins thinking back on the sensation from earlier. The rush she felt piercing the other test subject's heart was so intense that it had made her numb, made her numb, desensitized spirit shudder. Each breath felt to her like a reward for surviving, one more precious than anything else in this world. Then, were those happy chats we had in the cafe all just a lie? No, I really was happy, but I just can't stop thinking about it. I keep wondering what it'd feel like to pierce your heart. Shireen, you're just saying things you don't mean because of the mask's corruption. Maybe I am, but this feeling is still real. Shireen lifts her spear into the air and brings it down on Rosamia. So heavy. Is that spear what I'd noticed as I pulled her up from the fountain?
78番は次の最強の仮面兵の器だぞ。無力化だけを考えろ。
Number 78 is going to be the next ultimate masked soldier, Shireen. We need to subdue her unharmed. Zoraida attempts to join the fight, but a figure deftly appears from the shadows to stop her. Hey, my man. Rosamia, I apologize for being late. No. Her crew. I've informed my master and Queen Orcus of this place. Help will arrive shortly. You. I love you. You're a criminal, Zoraida. And if you wish to harm Erste, you have to get through me first. I love you so much.
なるほどな。その技聞いたことがある。エルステに裏切られた一族のものか。
I see. Your techniques make it quite clear who you are. You're from that clan that was betrayed by Erste.
そのような稚拙な煽りに耳を傾ける必要などありません。
I have no reason to listen to such a name provocation.
おお、曇りなき眼だ。生半可ではない忠義を捧げていると見える。
Oh, Your eyes are free of doubt. I see that your loyalty won't be easy to undermine.
俺の忠義は常に主君、そして今エルステを治めるオルキス女王陛下にあります。
Indeed. It rests stoutly with my master and Queen Orcus.
だがその目は真に主君を見ているか？忠義を捧げる自分に酔いしれるのがウルジュワンのお家芸か？
Shut up, Binch. We make out every Sunday. But do you really care about that master of yours? Or are you sure you aren't just getting drunk on how wonderfully loyal you are, like the Urjuan clan always has? What?
隙を見せてくれて助かる。帝国軍式ならいざ知らず。暗殺術に対処した経験はほとんどなくてな。
Thanks for the opening. I don't have much experience dealing with assassination techniques, much less yours.
ふざけるな。
Don't be ridiculous.
俺が見ているのは主君と主君が俺に示してくださった道だ。
My master and the path I now tread are more important to me than anything.
復讐者の道を主君が閉じてくれた。主君が俺に気づかせてくださった。
My master... Oh. My master closed off the path of revenge, had made me see what I had missed.
俺はこの技を誇ることができる。そして今の自分のことも。
Thanks to that. Oh. Thanks to that, I can take pride in myself and my skills.
俺は主君エルステにオルキス女王陛下に
That.
忠義を捧げる。
Oh. That is why my master and Queen Orcus have my loyalty.
そうか。お前がそれほどまでに奮い立つその主君とやらの権力。私も手に入れたいものだな。
That master you keep talking about sure does drive you to great lengths. I want a taste of that authority for myself. Nearby, Rosami is on the defense against Shireen.
これはあなたの意志じゃないわ。私も仮面に操られていた時があったもの。
This isn't the real you, Shireen. I was once controlled by my mask, too.
そうロザミアはいつも自分の意志を貫いてたじゃない。
Is that so? Nothing ever managed to keep you down back then, though.
そんなことないわ。自分の意志に負けたことだって。
That's not true. There were plenty of times my will failed me.
言葉一つさえ操れなくて、思ったことをそのまま言ってしまうことだって。
I've always been terrible with words. And to this day, I accidentally blurt out my inner thoughts sometimes.
ロザミアズバッと言うもんね。
Yes, they're certainly harsh at times.
ずっとかっこいいなって思ってたんだ。
I always thought that part of you was cool, though.
どうして？
Huh? Why?
私は言わなきゃいけないこともいつも言えなくって。
Because I can never bring myself to say what needs to be said.
ロザミアにも会わない方がいいって分かってたのに、自分の意志に負けちゃって。
I knew that it would be for the best if we never saw each other again. But I just couldn't stop.
待って、よかったわよ。
I'm glad that I found you.
でもロザミアと会えば会うほどこれしか考えられなくなっていくの。
You shouldn't be. Every time we met, I just kept thinking about this more and more.
心臓ちょうだい。
Can I please have your heart? Azamiya takes a step back, staggered by Shireen's first blow.
仮面が
My mask. Fill me with that sensation, Rosamia! No. I refuse to hurt her. Get away. Just as she begins to lose control, Rosamia's wailing is interrupted by a mighty shout. You fool! Have you gone soft? Back then, you at least had enough guts and bravado to fight with your squad mates. He's the officer from that other unit who offered me advice. No. Shireen is my... And the mask is... Out of my way! The armored man manages to deflect Shireen's thrust with his sword, knocking his helmet off in the process. Face reveal? Oh, hello, sir. Gosh dang, you've been hiding this under a helmet all this time? Why? You can do it. Believe in yourself. Or is every Imperial soldier just secretly attractive under that helmet? I'm pretty sure they would have been a more efficient empire if they just didn't wear them. Don't let my expectations of you go to waste. Though the man's assertion lacks any logic or reasoning, it causes new resolve to surface in Rosamia's eyes nonetheless. Playable win. I mean, we need playable Zex first. I want to have Zex. Yes, indeedy. Oh, whoops. Yes. You're right. You said the same thing to me at the research facility, even though you were in a different unit. Who's to say? My memory isn't one of my strong suits. All right then. I'll believe in myself. I'll bring this mask under control. Right after Shireen's talismans collide with Rosamia's, she swings her spear down the two. You think you can hold me down with this? Hold down. That reminds me of something. I read this already. He once told me it's a futile task trying to hold people down. Behind the dauntless soldier, Rosamia notices a familiar light approaching. And of course you make it just in time. You goody two-shoed. Release spell. Rosamia's talismans start flying around her, kicking up so much sand as to render her barely visible. Rosamia. Shireen starts stabbing wildly into the sand, as if controlled by the spear in hands. Looking around frantically, Shireen finally finds Rosamia. Rosamia smiles as she stands motionlessly before Shireen. Her chest is completely undefended, as if to invite Shireen in. All these innuendos. Shireen's spear pierces through her friend's chest.
あなたの心臓意外と大きいのね。
Your heart is bigger than I expected. With one practiced motion, Shireen extracts her spear from the body before her. Calmly changing her grip, she points its tip towards her own heart. A single tear falls from her cheek. I'm not going to let you leave me behind again. Not ever. Yuri. Not Yuri with a J, but Yuri with a Y. As if nothing bad had happened to her, Rosamia is standing before Shireen, staring her straight in the eyes. Rather than knocking the spear away, Rosamia gently presses her rapier's whole length up against it, shifting its tip away from Shireen's neck. Oh.
あの日、あなたが他の被験体をかばって飛び出した時、隣にいたのは私よ。
I was by your side the day you jumped out to save that test subject.
あなたを一人で行かせてしまった。メフォラシュの噴水の時だって。
I let you go by yourself. Then at that fountain in Mephorash, I did the same thing.
だからもう、あなたを一人にはしない。
Oh, I did the same thing. So I won't ever leave you by yourself. Not again.
私は決めたの。もしもの時は、私が必ず。
I've made up my mind. If the worst comes to pass, I swear.
あなたを仮面の力から救うって。
I'll save you from the mask's power, no matter what. Suddenly, Adam's steady voice rings out through the cave.
貴殿を拘束します。罪状について説明は不要ですね。
Zoraida, I'm placing you under arrest. I trust that there is no need to explain the charges.
Adam, Orchid, Captain, Lyria, and Bjorn rush to Rosamia's side.
団長、みんな。
Captain, everyone. You alright?
ごめんなさい。私は大丈夫よ。後でもっと謝らせてちょうだい。
I'm alright. Let me apologize properly for this later.
それからアダム。ここに来る前に、ジャミルからの伝言も受け取ったわ。
Jamil gave me your message before I came here, Adam.
そのゴーレム、連れてきてくれてありがとう。あなたの言う通り、とても役に立ってくれたわよ。
Thank you for bringing that golem. It was very useful, just as you thought it would be. Following Rosamia's gaze, everyone turns to look at the figure lying on the ground. A golem made in her likeness by Airstay's researchers. Rosamia replica.
糸が切れた。負荷が大きすぎたみたい。
The thread broke. It must have been heavily damaged.
最終的にはあの時の判断が功を奏したようですね。
It seems the idea I had back then paid off.
これでどうだ？筋繊維に似た心臓のあるゴーレムだ。私もびっくりの傑作だぞ。
One made-to-order golem with a heart made of realistic muscle fibers, ready for action. Even I didn't think it would turn out so great.
迅速にご対応いただき感謝を申し上げます。
Thank you. I appreciate your quick work.
依頼された時はアダムが整備不良で頭の回路がおかしくなったのかって心配したけどな。
I was worried your head was bugging out already when you told me what you wanted.
犯行を分析し、その特徴からエルステを脅かす犯人を捕らえるのに必要になるのではないかと考えました。
After analyzing a certain crime, I determined that it might be necessary to capture a threat to Airstay.
ああ、日本足でも自立できるし、だいぶ人間の動きに近くなったな。ま、秘跡使ってこれがギリギリか。
Right. Well, it can walk on two legs and should be lifelike enough in its movements. It's honestly only thanks to the mystic crystal that I even got this far.
そうだ、この心臓は原動力の秘跡と連動してるってのが肝だからな。心臓か秘跡壊されたら終わりだぞ。
Oh yeah. Don't forget that there's a crystal powering its heart. That whole thing's done for if either stops working.
承知しました。疑似餌に使えるのは1回のみとして作戦を立てます。
Understood. Then I'll plan on it only working as bait once.
そんで、私たちが急いだのはお前のメンテナンスをする時間を取るためだからな。
Anyway, the reason I worked on it so fast was to make time to do maintenance on you.
ほら、今度こそ横になれ。
Now lie down. No buts this time.
はい。
Very well.
調査でも確証はありませんでした。それでもロザミア様に似せたのは奇妙な話ですが、勘というほかありません。
Our investigations haven't provided any solid proof of the attacker's identity. As strange as it sounds, I can only describe my reason for creating it in Rosania's image as a hunch.
Oh, he put the mask on.
The man who had seemingly been holding his breath noisily replaces his helmet before finally breathing once more.
まったく飛んだ話だ。
That was utterly ridiculous.
だが敵を欺くにはまず味方からか。やってくれたな、バカ野郎が。
I mean, I don't think we even let you in on the plan. The whole plan, at least. To deceive your enemies, start with your friends, huh? You really got one over on me, you blasted idiot.
作戦を見事成功させたこと、そしてこの俺の心臓を危うく止めかけた手腕は褒めてやる。
Congratulations for successfully carrying out your plan. And for almost stopping my heart, too.
As Adam and the captain prepare for battle, Zoraida steps forward.
貴様らを相手にするのに私の持つ武力はひどく少ない。
I admit, it's unlikely I can win against you all with the power available to me now.
しかし一人をこちらに加えれば戦況の打開も夢ではないと思うのでな。
However, I think just one more person on my side could allow us to pull through. Zoraida turns her gaze to Rosamia.
ロザミアさんは仮面で本当に辛い思いをしてきたんです。
Rosamia's
こ
been
れ以上
oh,
ひどいことなんてさせません。
Rosamia has been suffering because of your mask this whole time. We won't let you hurt her anymore.
シェリーネ、まだいけるか？
Shireen, are you still good to go?
シェリーネ、こっちに来て。もうそいつの言うことなんて聞かなくていいわ。
Come over here, Shireen. You don't have to do what she says anymore. Disregarding everyone's gazes, Shireen starts laughing.
おかしいな。私、ロザミアにこんなことしておいてさ。
This is weird. After doing that to you.
今はいいわ、シェリーネ。こっちに来て。
It doesn't matter anymore, Shireen. Just come to me.
これ以上の満足なんてないはずなのに。
I thought there was nothing more I could ever want. Shireen stabs the stone ground at her feet.
as if to take out her overflowing impulses on it.
本物じゃないって分かった瞬間、やっぱり欲しくなっちゃうの。
And the moment I found out it was a fake, I started wanting the real thing.
シェリーネ、あの弾ける感触がないともう耐えられないよ。ロザミア！
I just can't live without the sensation anymore. Rosamia!
耐えられないよ。
I can't bear living in this world without that sensation anymore, Rosamia. I just read this. Shireen, I can't give you my heart, but I promise that I'll save you.
出力を上げるわ。
I'm going to stop you, Shireen, even if I have to hurt you with this power to do it. Wait, what is this? Defense. You're a lot stronger than you used to be, but I can't let myself fall here. You aren't alone. Lloyd and I will help with this. Puppet strings. Oh man, look, that thunder is rolling. Orchid. That's right. I have friends to help me. Shireen, on the other hand. I've been trying hard to hold this in ever since I reunited with you, Rosamia. But...
我慢したけど耐えられない。本物が欲しいの。
Oh. Orchid, this is bad. Shireen's completely losing control. Orchid, further damage may render you unrepairable.
しばし休息。あとは私が。
I will defend us.
お任せください。
Both Shireen and Zoraida have chosen to threaten Airstay. It is my responsibility to take care of them. I appreciate the help, Adam, but let me take care of Shireen. She's my friend.
状況を打開しましょう。
I'm sorry, Shireen. If I was stronger, maybe I never would have had to hurt you. What are you talking about, Rosamia? You've always been strong, especially compared to me. That's why I want your heart so much. Stop that, Shireen. That's the mask talking. That's the thunder talking, not you. But it's still real. It can't be. I can't let it be. But it is.
いけないって分かってるのに。
I know this is wrong.
耐えられないよ。
Shireen, were you really that? Rosamia, do you know anything useful about how she typically fights? Anything useful? She tends to try using a big move whenever I put at a disadvantage, but it usually just creates vulnerabilities. But I will try to press her into doing that, lifting strength restrictions.
我が全てをこの一撃に。エルステの推を見よ。